Weather held off, thankfully. Thought our guys did a great job, our administration and all the people that puts on game day, TVs included in both teams, able to get out there, change the schedule and play a couple hours early. Good again. At the end of the day, we got what we wanted accomplished. Got a lot of young guys, some experience. Saw some improvement with guys up front, just playing through the whistle, competing, playing with confidence. Obviously, had a outstanding day from a statistical standpoint, averaging 8.5 yards a play and rushing for almost 400 yards, the most here in the stadium in 4 years. And so real proud of the offensive linemen, the depth of the running backs. Certainly, I'd be remiss if I didn't recognize and congratulate Javante Barnes. Had career highs rushing the football and 203 yards and 3 touchdowns. So 158 yards, the most in the first half by a Sooner in 10 years. So he's doing something. That was a great job, really. Again, as we know, he's been playing really well here the back half of the season and continued to catch the ball out of the backfield, as well. And then again, we had success with whoever went in there, whether it was Taylor or Sam Franklin. Certainly, Xavier Robinson really did some nice things, played with great power and punch, and tippy-toed there on the sideline running through trash. So real proud of all those guys, and in particular the guys up front. Did it with Mike Tarquin sprained his ankle a couple of days ago, and so he was unavailable along with Jake Taylor as well. So thought that, again, Logan Howland and Isaiah Autry and Spencer Brown, those guys, came in and did some really good things. And Eddie Daniel and certainly Heath Ozida did well as, again, young players. And then, Fabechi was really solid. So thought the tight ends blocked well, and thought Jackson had a really efficient game. He really made, again, good decisions. Again, took care of the football outside of the one option play. We got to catch that. Can't do that there. But again, 12 out of 16, 75% on third downs. Excellent in the red zone. 7 touchdowns and a field goal, and got what we wanted out of it. Again, I thought we were a little loose and sloppy on defense when we started the game, and I don't like any part of that, but they came back and responded pretty well the rest of the game. So good, solid day there as well.
Brent, looked like a lot of improvement across the board. But can you put this game into context for the entire season, where it fits?
And it's just the next game and next opportunity to improve, and that's what we wanted to see. Today was kind of a byproduct of, again, the last 3 weeks. We've been talking about seeing their improvement at the spots where we haven't had with the first part of the season we weren't as good, whether it's on just everywhere on offense. In the last 3 weeks or so, seen guys getting better in practice, and today was an opportunity to do that against someone else and do the basics at a high level. Certainly far from perfect, but I thought our guys did the basics well. Daniel, his first words were, "Man, it was way easier than I ever thought it would be. I've been overthinking it." And he got in the game and things were slowed down. Again, the scheme and things of that nature is what he's referencing. And they did a lot of the same stuff that a lot of people do. UK Dan.
Yeah,
UK Dan.
On Jackson Arnold today, looked like he took a step forward and, looked downfield, hit the big pass. What did you think of his overall game?
Yeah, again, overall incredibly efficient. Made a bunch of good decisions, and again, no interceptions, 2 touchdowns. Put the ball, got it out on time. Ran the ball when he needed to, and those are, that makes you difficult to defend when you have the ability, when nothing's there, to find the crease, run through some trash, run through some arm tackles. Jackson has shown that several times this year, and but another good day to add, some of the things that he's been able to do since he got back out there for us.
Yeah, Brent, you had a bunch of big plays today, which not been you really hadn't had
Yeah.
as much as you want. Is that just better athletes out there, or was some of a product of whatever development?
It's probably, I mean, it's probably a little bit of both. Again, I thought we had good play design, that are, where we're running it, we're throwing it into the right looks. And we've been behind people and we haven't connected on the season, but we've been behind people several times. And today we're able to find guys. And again, I thought, we got into a really good rhythm. We had another really good rhythmatic, a really positive week of practice, and where again guys they understand the game plan. We're a little more detailed, more confidence. I thought again the offensive staff did a nice job, not overcomplicating things, but helping guys be successful in both the run and the pass. And so, but the players ultimately are the ones that go out on the field and execute. And I thought they executed at a high level, and I think it was more that than anything else.
Brent, the third straight week, you guys gave up a touchdown just in the opening drive.
Mm.
But all 3 weeks after that opening drive, you guys haven't given up a lot of yards. How do you get the team to just come out of the locker room and play that first possession just on fire?
It's today I was really disappointed. I mean, we got to be better than that. And but we did some undisciplined things early in the game. I mean, I understand when guys get tired and they're making some plays, we're making plays later in the game. Sometimes that gets or maybe it's out of control and guys get a little bit sloppy. The guys that come in, they're not used to being out there as much. But right early in the game, we didn't have edges to our defense several times, and just some undisciplined defense. And so whether it's eyes or adjustments or structure, it was a lot of little things, and really disappointing. But they did respond, and we got to be better. Challenge them at halftime. Thought they would respond pretty good, and then again, they're late. We had several opportunities. They're late. We got to loosen our coverage. In our zone coverages, we got to match and squeeze routes. We got to recognize splits and know where our help is. And again, these are things that this is day one stuff, and they did it really well at times. But again, don't matter who you're playing, and that was a challenge all week. I literally said that. No matter who you're playing, Ray Charles is back there at quarterback. You're going to find guys when we're not doing the little things right, and so that's so for guys whether or not they respect that. And really, you got to have an edge. You got to have an edge to play this game at an elite level. And as I said, this really has nothing to do with the opponent. It has everything to do with us, our mindset, our attitude. You got to have a little bit of fear that man, if I don't show up and if I'm not, on my P's and Q's, if I'm not detailed, if I don't respect that this guy that I'm lining up against, can knock me out, then they're gonna expose you. And so just respecting the game, respecting the opportunity, having again a sense of urgency and desperation to do your job at a really high level. And early in the first quarter, I didn't think as a unit that we did. There's some individuals that they were fine, but some other guys didn't. And so disappointing, concerned. I don't think so, but I just don't like it, and play to our ability and not not casual. There ain't nothing casual about this game or nonchalant. And I thought a couple guys lined up out there today early, and we're too nonchalant.
Brent, you talk about the offensive line. How do you quantify the progress there?
Just targeting people, finishing blocks, playing through the whistle. Playing physical, playing sure of themselves, not catching but attacking. And again, overall, you look at a body of work, for 4 quarters, and there's a byproduct of it. And we ran the ball really well. We protected the quarterback well. They bring the boundary safety, they bring the field, Sam. They bring the backers inside, and they ran a little bit of zero. They moved the front a little bit. And got in some odd on third down. And so did we handle all of those things? One of those ways you look at that is, again, the production and, how many negative plays did we give up or not? And so we just made improvement there. And again, you got several young guys, again, Logan, Heath, Eddie, Daniel, Isaiah. Those are all freshmen, and they all got in there and played most of the game. Spencer did a nice job today. He did well, and then again, I thought the tight ends, McIntyre and Helms, they got in there. Certainly Roberts and Bauer Sharp did a really good job as well. But the guys up front, again, the things I just said, I thought they're going to get a lot of confidence from this, man. Just again, the perspective is what it is. But again, as we said going in, it doesn't have anything to do with them. It's us and doing the things that you're coached to do and doing that at a high level and doing it with a physicality in an effort standpoint that you look back and you're like, okay, that's what it looks like. So you can build off of that.
What did you think of JJ's touchdown, especially the creativity coming off the scramble drill?
No, it was good. We've talked about that a lot. People are going to cover you. Quarterback has the ability to improvise and extend plays with his legs. We got to do a good job to strain to get open. And so nice job. Good concentration. Sometimes you get so wide open, it's a little. It's a little easier said than done. And they did a good job. Kind of bobbled it there initially, and then he took off and showed his long speed.
I remember you telling us back in August that you had Javonte kind of speak in front of the team about him last year,
Yeah.
the rough season he had. What's it been like seeing him develop the way he has this year and have the type of game that he did today?
Yeah, it's been awesome. Really proud of him and continue to come back and work hard and just being on a mission, if you will, and it's a great example for the other players. Everybody learns from that, and all that matters is what you do, moving forward. And things are going to happen, and you're going to have to overcome some things. And certainly he did that. And frustrated with being injured and not being able to get into a rhythm a year ago. But last year doesn't have to have anything to do with this year. And so he just put his head down and created opportunity for himself, made the most of the opportunity when he's gotten in, and he's just really excelled and has really taken off.
Do you feel like the way he's run the last couple of weeks, that's something as an offense you guys can kind of build off of and maybe give it a spark to this group?
Yeah, we have to. I mean, you got to have a good offense that can help you win games. You got to have balance in what you're doing, and everything starts with the ability to run the football efficiently and physically, and we've shown that here the last couple of weeks.
And you
Brent,
played
you
Willard a lot today.
Excuse me?
You played Willard a lot today. Was Ethan hurt or?
Yeah, so Ethan didn't play. Ethan had back spasms. We were hoping that Friday things would calm down and today, but still a little bit limited.
That's an important cog for you. So you minus him, how do you think that group stood out? How's held up?
Yeah, first quarter not so much. Again, they're got to stay on the edges of the defense, but after that, I thought they did a nice job.
Brent, you had Eli Bowen and Jacoby Johnson at corners.
Mhm.
They played a lot. What do you like about that look, and then just how'd you feel about the way Jacoby played?
Yeah, again, overall played well, and there's some great opportunities to get out there and learn and do the little things are the things that can keep you afloat, and certainly the things that can put you in a bad position. So I thought overall it was a really good day for those two guys. Jacoby's been practicing really well, and again, he's long, he's fast, he competes, makes a lot of plays in special teams, and he's got great long speed, elite level long speed, and the big long pass play. The backside corner's got to get there faster. He's the post player on that scheme, and so he's counting on getting some help there. But overall, and I think there's a third down. Maybe we were in the wrong leverage on the route, and got to recognize the split, got to cut split, and they ran a speed out on 3rd and 10. But other than that, man, those two guys, they play again with great effort, and overall they've had a great body of work today.
Right. What did you think of the memo Greg Sankey sent out last week about taking injuries?
Yeah, that's good. I think it's good.
Great. Jacob Jordan just keeps on getting open. How's he gone from just being a
Who-
spark?
who?
Jacob Jordan.
Yeah.
He just goes from being a spark that you threw in a couple of weeks ago to now there's expectations for this guy to catch some balls.
Yeah, again, Jacob's been, again, as we talked about, he came to camp and did a fantastic job. And the lesson for everybody in this room when I'm here in front of the team is the guy that just stayed ready, didn't mope and complain. And all he did was just work. And nobody, again, through really the fall camp, he was the best one-on-one guy we had, and we do all the one-on-one drills against each other, the safeties, corners, against the wideouts. And early on, he wasn't quite as consistent at catching and running the right route and all that, but the more opportunity he got, the better he got, and then he got in the game. And when we needed him to, and really made some plays. And so it went from a spark to, okay, that guy, you can count on that guy, doing all the little things right. Smart guy, really competitive, got a great skill set, and, and stays, really grounded is the other piece of that. And he's one of the hardest practice players that we have, and it shows.
How unique is it for someone like Robert Spears-Jennings just to have a knack for forcing fumbles? I think he had 4 for the season today.
Yeah. It's physical. Robert, I think it comes from being really confident. Not like, oh yeah, I got to punch the ball out. It's very second nature to him. The coaches do a really nice job of coaching that and emphasizing that. But fantastic job there. Obviously, it turned right into points for us. He's just really matured. His growth and his development has really been something. And I know we talked about that a couple of weeks ago, just to be another example for development, what it looks like. A year ago, didn't have quite as much confidence in himself and didn't have as much opportunity. And then just another year of growing up, seeing things through a different lens and continuing to work hard to develop, his skill set, and then mentally being able to take calls and all that and apply it with fundamentals and technique and effort and physicality. And he's had a really good year this year.
I haven't heard you talk about your defenses with the frustrating tone that you did a little bit ago.
Mm-hmm.
Because the offense has been such a focus, have there been other frustrations, or have you felt pretty good as you look at the
I'm
body?
frustrated every game. I was frustrated. That might have been my most frustrating game, for lots of different reasons. But I just have really high standards, and I'm not going to compromise the standards and what the expectations are. You always have a perspective. And, if we had, 9 guys out on defense or whatever, a bunch of new guys and 11 new starters, then my perspective is the standard doesn't change, but I also have a voice of reason, and so I got really high standards, and I'm not going to look the other way. And, the defense needs to show up and do all the little things right. If they're making competitive plays on us, I'm still not going to like it, but, I keep a perspective on that as well. But when we're, again, not squeezing things in zone, we're not tightening things and playing with the right fundamentals or communication in the man-to-man, guys are open and they're able to get into a rhythm on offense. Is that them? Is that us? And so, but they did a nice job of responding and playing a little bit cleaner, the rest of the game.
Brent, just one quick one. How are Jalil and Dion doing? It seems like they're still pretty engaged on the sideline. How are they doing?
Yeah, they're good. They were out running around here at the end of this last week. So we'll see where they're at here this week. It's not evasive, not hiding nothing. I'm hopeful, like probably everybody else that likes the Sooners, that can we get these guys back? But there's, when you break your foot, that's usually in that best case scenario, 7 weeks right there. I've seen plenty of guys come back and be back at full speed at 8 weeks. And some guys have some other issues going on. And so we're right on track with Jalil. And then, again, Dion's been running and working up to getting back to return to competition level, and think that he's right there. So we're hopeful this will be a week. It'll be another, week where, again, we really could use him. You see what can happen to the offense when you're more explosive. You create the explosive plays. You get into a different rhythm, and defense has to defend you different, and you develop confidence through that. You put pressure on the other team when you have an explosive touchdown. Next thing you know, they have to play everything differently. And so to be able to have those guys back, those are 2 very explosive playmakers, would be a great boost to add to, the guys, that are in the locker room right now.
Thanks, Coach.
All right. Appreciate you.